Get your reactions ready. The live portion of the show will begin in just a moment. Today is July 6, 2023, and it was a very special night at Yankee Stadium. Free meatballs for all in attendance, especially the Baltimore Orioles. Very tough night for the Yankees pitching staff, and a very embarrassing loss for the Yankees. We'll talk about it right now.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Welcome back, everybody. If you've tuned in for happy-go-lucky NYY Recaps host Derek, he has gone on vacation early. And you've got pissed off Derek tonight. The Yankees should have to run fucking sprints in the outfield after that one. My God. And can we please stop playing Frank Sinatra after we get our asses kicked? Start spreading the news. We just got our asses kicked. To call that a train wreck would be too generous. That was like watching 100 train wreck pile up. I feel gross for even watching that. It was like watching a snuff film. I feel like I need a fucking shower. Is there anything more 2023 Yankees, by the way, than scoring in the bottom of the ninth when you're already down 14-0? I'm only surprised it wasn't on a Josh Donaldson home run. That was the only surprise there. The Yankees just got completely and thoroughly mugged in front of 40,000 paying customers for 3 hours and 10 minutes. But it's finally over, and now it's time to take your medicine. I'd ask how you guys are doing, but I think I already know. Tell me how you feel in the comments. I have a few things that I want to get off my chest, and then we'll just kind of have a group venting session. But tonight was an embarrassment of the highest order for Yankees fans. A completely one-sided matchup. And sadly, I don't just mean the score. I mean the effort. I mean the baseball fundamentals. The baseball IQ. I want to put in perspective just how freaking bad this team has been this season. Carlos Rodon is about to pitch tomorrow for the first time. But because the Yankees have been so thoroughly blown out this season, so many times, it's going to take him a month to pass Isaiah Kiner-Falefa in pitching appearances. That's how pathetic this season has been. A couple of weeks back, on the eve of another blowout, Hal Steinbrenner said that he didn't understand why fans were mad 3 weeks into June. If I recall correctly, the Yankees showed him pretty much immediately why fans were upset. But in case he missed it, tonight was another encore performance. Is it okay to be mad now? Losing 14-1 in a critical game that was over almost as soon as you sat down. Instead of a Yankees classic, this one was just classic Yankees. Weak, pathetic, non-competitive. Luis Severino looks done to me. I just don't. He's got to be tipping his pitches. He's got to be. I'll get to that. Tonight was too big of a game for the Yankees to put in this kind of effort. You won the first 2 games of the series, and you had a chance to put the Orioles on their heels and to gain on them in the standings. And now you've embarrassingly given it all back. And now they leave town knowing they just whooped your ass. Yankees couldn't even make a game of it tonight. I ordered food during the pregame show, and the game was over before my DoorDash arrived. It was 8-0 by the time my food got here. I got into a debate with Todd Frazier today. We were debating who would be a better team if completely healthy right now. And he took the Yankees. I said the Orioles. And he was surprised. But tonight, they showed you why. Judge wouldn't have made a difference tonight. The Yankees just encountered a completely alien form of baseball to what they play. And by that I mean line drives, contact hitting, hustle. The Orioles are young, they're hungry, they're athletic. They hit line drives. They take extra bases. They play heads-up baseball. They're fundamentally sound. They look like they want to be there. The Yankees shared none of these characteristics tonight and it's been that way far too often this season. So how? That's why we're mad. What we were hoping for was that Severino would come out tonight and dominate like we've seen him do so many times before. But in the first inning, it became clear that he's just a shell of himself. Not only the leadoff home run by Gunnar Henderson, but just can't put guys away. Now, the umpire didn't help him, but his 98-mile-an-hour fastball, guys were having good hacks on it. They were fouling it off at the top of the zone, which tells me that either he's lost some crucial zip that made him who he was, maybe the injuries have taken a toll, or he's tipping his pitches. Something's wrong with Severino. And tomorrow's Severino bobblehead night. You're going to find him in the trash. They're going to be in the dumpster after the game. I guarantee it. Don't order one on eBay. Just stop by the dumpster outside the stadium. I hope they put a neck brace on it because I'm pretty certain he's going to have whiplash after watching all those line drive gappers tonight. That was unreal. That was a hitting display. It's Your Boy says, seems like this season is another chipless season, but I don't know, unless something happens with Wild, or something wild happens, Cashman's got to go. Absolutely. Cashman's got to go. I mean, this Orioles team just showed you what a baseball team is supposed to look like. Line drive, never-ending stream of line drives. And even though I already knew this, it just hammered home the fact that the Yankees just never hit line drives in quantities like this. They just don't string together hits. Their whole offensive philosophy is trash, and tonight the pitching was trash. The effort was trash. The kids from the Bronx Talks, one of them tweeted and said it well tonight. Albert Abreu had this look on his face like he was just not interested in pitching tonight. Not interested in being there at all. Just horrible body language. I don't care how much you're down by. How about putting in effort for the people who paid to watch the game? How about showing some respect for the uniform? Yankees showed none of that tonight. You got guys playing out of position. IKF has made some nice plays in the outfield this year. I'll grant him that. But he's also killed you out there like 10 times. Last night, Bowers couldn't catch one out there. Is it too much to ask for a $300 million team to get a damn left fielder, to get a real outfielder out there? I don't think I'm being unreasonable. Brett Gardner was not Babe Ruth. It should not be that hard to replace him year in and year out. Mark Peterson says, it's not a stat you look at often, but also telling. Yankees, quote-unquote, pitchers threw 233 pitches tonight.
A what?
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you for the dono. In the fifth inning, there was an easy pop-up, and you got two guys staring at it as it lands softly in foul territory. Easy out, but just a lazy moment. You take it. No, you take it. I've had it. This team needs to sell at the deadline. I don't even care that they're, give or take 10 games over 500 back and forth. I don't think this team's winning anything. I think you got to rebuild. I think you got to change up the fundamental philosophy in the organization. Bring in some hitters from outside the organization. I don't even know if I want the Yankees to make the playoffs, because if you get to the playoffs, the Yankees organization is going to view that as a success, as a vindication of this strategy, when we all know it's not going to work and it continues to give diminishing returns. We're just tired of the low effort, low energy, half measure bullshit, but still full budget rosters. And I swear, if the object of this game was to hit ground balls to shortstop and strike out, the Yankees would be 5-time defending world champions.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
All right, let's take some of your comments. TC Killa says, Savvy is in his own head, no confidence whatsoever. Talk about bad body language. This is a guy who has really bad body language right now. Parks and Young pointing out that Dylan Lawson is our hitting coach, and he doesn't believe in hitting stats. One of the great quotes of all time. Unbelievable. Said he doesn't care about the stats as long as they're winning games. Your job is to produce great hitting stats. That's your job. Douglas Hayes says the entire crowd should have left after the fourth. That would have gotten Hal's attention. I mean, we got to start voting with our feet. Yo Elvis says, if we rebuild, we're wasting Judge's prime. But I agree with you, Derek. Maybe rebuild isn't the right word, but retool. The 2016 to 2017 turnover went quicker than expected. We could have made and won the World Series in 2017 if not for the Astros cheating scandal. The Yankees rightfully feel robbed of that. But, you can turn it around quickly if you pick up the right players, the right pieces. We've already got a great core. We've got Garrett Cole. We've got Aaron Judge. Hopefully Carlos Rodon has a couple of really good years left in him. We don't know about the chronic back thing, but we're going to find out tomorrow what kind of stuff he has. We've got we got a pretty good young shortstop. It's becoming evident. Volpe has turned it around. Hit a couple of balls solid tonight. I don't think he got any hits, but had some good swings. But, this is a joke that you run an IKF out there in left field. This is the Yankees. Guy's a backup. He's a backup infielder. And you're playing him in the outfield almost every night. And he's pitching. Jeff J says, I've been a Yankee fan for 40 years. I recall when only Donnie Baseball was worth watching. This team without Judge has no heart, no pride, and no effing clue. Rajni says, we got a good bullpen. Too bad we can't hand it leads often enough. The offense is still my major gripe. You're going to get blown out once in a while, right? Severino, there's something wrong with him. Wouldn't shock me if he goes to the IL or a Manoah situation. He's probably out of options, but you can't have him continue to go out there and give up 9-10 hits in an outing. Unbelievable. Let me take a minute to thank our sponsor for tonight before we get back to your reactions and the rant. The Game Time app. Last minute tickets for any kind of event in your area. They have baseball, basketball, football, soccer. I saw wrestling on there, comedy, music. There's rainout protection, job loss protection, all sorts of great things. And if you use the code NYY Recaps for your first purchase, you will get $20 off. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Thank you to the Game Time app. AJC says, do you think Boone should be fired? It was a mistake when they fired Girardi. The team seemed to have more heart. Look, I'm not saying Girardi was the best manager or ever, but I liked him better than I like Boone. I just felt like he was more serious and he understood a lot more how to win in New York. Tommy says he can see DJ being moved at the deadline. I don't know.
What?
I don't think so. I don't know if I don't know if anybody's going to want him. First of all, he makes a lot of money, and he's hitting like 218 or something like that. It's ridiculous. William M. says Sevy needs to get the hell out of New York.
Bing.
Champs Gary says the Yankees lead the majors with 5 position players pitching. Not what you want, to quote Joe Girardi. Pamela says it's going to take Rodon a month before he has more outings than IKF. That's what I said. I said that to open up the show. What is there, an echo in here? Great minds think alike. I like it. PNS Providencia says Sevy needs to go to the bullpen. I'm just not even sure that will help him. He seems like he needs to go back down to single A like Alec Manoah. I mean, I don't know if he's tipping his pitches or what, but everything he's thrown up there is getting hit hard. Everything. It's no fun. Yankees 286 says the craziest thing is that it could be worse. Could be the Mets, Padres, Cardinals. We need Aaron Judge back pronto. Well, the Mets, at least they have an owner that will just go berserk and do whatever it takes to sign Shohei Ohtani, and, he'll go absolutely nuts. The Padres, they're just underperforming. It's interesting. They have the roster, they have the names. I don't think they have much of a bullpen. Ken Rosenthal the other day was talking about their roster construction being a problem. They got some fun names to watch. I mean, Soto, Tatis, Machado. I would love to have Machado right now, wouldn't you? I mean, third base is a hole. We could have had Machado and Harper. I think about that all the time. For less than the cost that we're paying for like Giancarlo, Donaldson, and IKF, you could have just had Harper and Machado. But the Yankees they like to be the smartest guys in the room, and they just overthink things and totally just blew that one. I mean, that's just one of your all-time. I'll never forgive Cashman for not signing Bryce Harper. Yosef Johnson says, I'm tired of this roller coaster season. It's definitely been up and down. My buddy Dan Rourke over at Yankees Avenue said in one of his videos recently, learn how to watch a baseball season. And I felt like he was talking to people who panic after, every loss. Which there are people who, after every loss, hit sell the team, trade everybody. You're going to lose in baseball. You're going to lose 70 times a year, probably. But the Yankees are losing by a lot. They're getting creamed, just creamed. They're getting embarrassed on their own turf. They're playing without passion. They're making fundamental mistakes. They're not hustling. They look old. And so, for the folks who do want to sell or do want to, clean house, I got to say, I hear you. And I think that this might be the year that you actually do need to break it down a little bit. I'd be okay with the Yankees mailing it in, for the last couple of months of the season and saying, hey, look, we're going to give the young guys a shot. We're going to cut Donaldson. We're going to, move whoever we can off this roster, trade Sevy for anybody who will take him and give you something back, move whatever pieces that have some value, and just stick as many kids in there as possible, and just say, have fun. Just have fun, play hard, learn how to be a big leaguer, no pressure, and then find out who's good, who can really play. Next year, adjust via free agency or trade in the offseason accordingly, and give it another run. But right now, as Lucy is pointing out, it's tough to watch. Pedro says no team is afraid of Yankee Stadium anymore. And Jake Bowers is now going on the IL, apparently. I don't know if that's been confirmed. Matt Needham dropping that in the chat. Right now, the postgame is going on yes, and it's been posted repeatedly. So yes, looks like we will lose Bowers now, who's been one of the Yankees' better hitters for extra base hits lately. So the hits keep on coming. Unbelievable.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Pamela puts it simple. They are old. They are old indeed. AJ says, would you trade for Max Scherzer? Absolutely not. What is Max Scherzer going to do? First of all, he's not having a good year. Second of all, he's expensive. And third of all, the Yankees don't need Max Scherzer. They need Rodon back, Sevy in the bullpen, and they need offense. That's what they need. They need offense. Tough, tough, tough. William M. says, Stanton, Sevy, DJ, Donaldson, Torres. Got to go now, please. See, here's the problem. Stanton and DJ are both locked up on long-term contracts. So I don't think they're going anywhere. But I entirely agree with you that something needs to be done, that what's going on right now is unacceptable, and that I concur with what JD is saying. If George were alive, he would be lighting people up. I want to see Hal get mad. I don't know if Hal really throws stuff at the TV like he says, but how about coming out and, calling out some of this bullshit with, not having a left fielder, 5 pop-ups getting, just dropping in the easily playable area of foul territory. Just an abysmal, awful performance and effort for their fans tonight. Just one more boo for those guys. They earned it. Frankie says, only 2 F-bombs tonight. Yeah, I'm not trying to lose my my sponsors there, but I kept it under control. I didn't want Bucky Dent to not be allowed to come on the show. We had that gatekeeper call or whatever. Anyway, all right, guys. Tomorrow's another day, unfortunately, but at least we get Carlos Rodon. So tune in for that. I'll be on live with Pete over on Game Season Live, and then we're going to have a recap after the game to talk about how everything went down, and we'll see you then.
Ball game over.
Most impressive.